Welcome back to Brewmatures, and it's stout time.
Yay!
We've got Trimitab Brewing's Language of Thunder Cumulus.
Oh.
Well, Mary, it's a big beer. I've been holding on to this one for a little bit. Trimitab Brewing, looks like they're from Alabama. Create a world you love. Bourbon barrel aged, flavored with Madagascar vanilla and toasted coconut. Your favorite. Now this is interesting. I wonder if the rules in Alabama around beer are different because this is bourbon barrel aged, and it says flavored with Madagascar vanilla and toasted coconut instead of finished. Or I wonder if it's just their way of saying they used those. It's just when you hear flavored, it makes you think fake.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's like extracts of those, but it says toasted coconut and Madagascar vanilla, so I'm assuming that's just the language they chose to use here. But what also gave me pause was malt beverage with natural and artificial flavors and caramel color.
Oh.
So this is just fakeness all around so far. So you like reading?
Yeah.
You like poetry?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with T.S. Eliot?
Yes.
Da! The thunder said, as told by T.S. Eliot. Through a dense, ancient language, this natural force expressed different truths to different people through a single common word. This bold, layered stout is dedicated to finding your own interpretation, to finding your own language of thunder.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know what it's talking about, T.S. Eliot. I think I've read like 2 or 3 of his poems, and that's pretty much it. To be honest, I'm very apprehensive about this beer. It's got natural and artificial flavoring, as well as caramel color to change the color of the beer. So
Yeah. I like these colors on this little thunderbolt.
yeah, it looks like it's painted on there with some metallic
Yeah.
color.
Blues and pinks and dark blues and light blues, and you can see like in the background there's like, it looks like waves maybe.
Yeah, or thunder clouds, or yeah.
That makes more sense.
Cumulus is a cloud type, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, still apprehensive about the caramel coloring and the artificial flavoring. Not sure how old Trimitab Brewing is, but those are red flags.
Why?
I think most people want their craft beer to be more natural, more the craft in craft beer. It's an art form almost. We've talked about this before. You don't want it to be fake. Just like the people that added, what was it? I don't remember. It was like cereal or something. They took off their shelves and they put it in their beer.
Oh, the Hawaiian Punch.
They took Hawaiian Punch off the shelf, put it in the beer.
All right, calm down. We
So-
don't talk about that anymore.
This, I mean, who knows what this is? It says malt beverage, so I assume it's not an actual stout.
Is that what it says on there? Stout, though?
No, nowhere on here does it actually say stout. It says bourbon barrel aged, flavored with Madagascar vanilla and toast. So that's bourbon barrel aged. It's, I mean, but what does that really mean? They could have put it in a barrel for 2 seconds and been like, all right, it's aged in a barrel. We'll see if we get any bourbon notes on it. Madagascar vanilla and toasted coconut. And so there's some artificial flavoring in here for those, as well as caramel coloring to make it look like a stout, I assume. Because caramel coloring is what give Coke and Pepsi their color. So I'm scared.
I think, like, if I can tell that the flavors are artificial, yeah, that's a bad thing. But
I think we're gonna be able to.
I mean, if it's a good beer, if it's a good malt liquor, I'm sorry, it's not a beer, it's a malt liquor. If it's a good malt liquor, then all right, whatever.
But that being said, that's enough talking about it. Let's get to drinking about it. So this has wax on it, believe it or not. So we're gonna have to cut through the wax.
Yeah, just a little word to the
Wise?
breweries. Maybe a pull tab isn't a bad idea if you can just cut through to the pull tab. You gotta make it strong enough to go through the wax, though.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of people in the community hate wax on bottles.
I see that.
A lot of them say it's an excuse for them to jack up the price. And it is a little bit of a pain to open. Now, the brewery's excuse a lot of times are they put wax on it to stop any kind of spoilage, or what is it, like evaporation, or any of that kind of stuff.
All right, calm down, breweries. Nothing's happening like that.
Alternative method to doing. Well, okay. Question.
What?
Is there anything the fire is going to do to pressure in the bottle, make it crack, explode? Are you? What's going on right now? Woo! You did it.
I did it. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
wax.
There we go. Okay, let's clean up a little.
5 hours, 2 different bottle openers, and a lighter later, and we did it. It's open.
Ooh, there's that caramel coloring that I know and love.
Yeah, and it looks like a stout. Like if they didn't put that on there, I'd be like, oh, look at the stout right now. All right, language of thunder.
Smells like a stout.
Smells barrel aged. Smells bourbony. It smells like a stout. Interesting. I just don't trust it. I'm even more scared now because it tastes so similar.
I mean, what is it? I totally forgot what's supposed to be in here. Coconut and vanilla?
Coconut and vanilla.
I mean, don't get any of that, but I think that both coconut and vanilla are such not small flavors, but I feel like they can be overpowered by a stout.
Yeah, I agree. But I've been surprised in the past where they come out on the palate when we drink it. So, without further ado, let's get down to business. Vanilla.
Really?
Yeah. I've tasted Madagascar vanilla before. That's what it tastes like. You get coconut?
Have you gone to Madagascar to taste Madagascar vanilla?
No, Bottle Logic uses Madagascar vanilla in their fundamental observation.
I don't get any vanilla or coconut, but this tastes like a based. This is like
Basted.
a base stout, and it's good.
It does. So,
You're mad at this. You're mad at this.
Trimitab Brewing, let us know down in the comments below how this is done. Is it a stout and it's just in Alabama it's called a malt beverage for reasons? Because this is scary though, because it does taste good. It tastes like a stout, bourbon barrel aged, Madagascar vanilla beans. Not quite as good as some others that I've had.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But not terrible. You can't taste the alcohol really. Maybe a little bit on the back end.
You do if you chew it.
It's only 9.8%.
Oh, what are we even messing around with this beer then?
Yeah, I mean it's problematic if breweries start doing that.
No,
Why not?
I don't think so. I think that they tried to do exactly what they did. It's not like, oh, champagne is only champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of whatever bullshit that is. I think that they tried to make a fake stout, and they did.
It's good. I will say it is a little watery for my taste for a barrel-aged stout.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty good.
I like it. Like I said, I'm not getting any vanilla or coconut, which is, thank goodness. I hate coconut.
I am missing the coconut, but I have been holding on to this a while, so it's been aged itself some more in my cellar. So they do call it a stout on the bottle here.
But stouts are not malt beverages.
That's why I'm wondering if the definition of a malt beverage is different by state.
Remember when I looked up what a seltzer is or something, and we looked up a malt beverage because I told you, oh, I think seltzers are malt beverages.
Right.
We looked up what malt beverage, like, it's a legit thing. It's not open to interpretation by each state.
Well, that's very confusing / misleading to call it a stout over here and then to have it be labeled a malt beverage over here.
A malt drink is a fermented drink in which the primary ingredient is the grain or seed of a barley plant, in which has been allowed to sprout slightly in a traditional way called malting before it is processed. So
The most predominant malt drink is beer.
Ale and lager, usually.
Additionally, the term malt beverage is applied to many other flavored drinks prepared from malted grains to which natural artificial flavors and sometimes colors have been added to make them taste and appear similar to wines, fruits, colas, natural ciders, and other drinks. Okay, so it sounds like it's possible for it to be both a stout and a malted beverage. Because I think what makes it a malted beverage is the fact they added the artificial flavors and color.
I guess it's just, you know, it's just the way that they make it, so...
It could just be the way it's labeled in another state. You've had a lot of time to think while you're on Google. Are you ready to rate this beer?
Yes.
What are you going to give it? I'm
going to give it a 4.5.
Ooh, snap. That's a lot higher than I thought you were going to give it.
Oh, should I take some points off because of the stupid wax seal?
You don't have to, no. I mean, you can judge it based on the beer. Let me complain about the wax seal.
I feel like we should have gotten the lighter out a lot quicker than we did.
I've never used a lighter on it before.
Well, I didn't even think about using a lighter until you said that. I like it a lot. I'm slowly learning to like stouts more and more.
You're welcome.
I remember when we first started talking and you said, hey, you want a stout? No, motor oil. But I like the kick of the bourbon. Especially, I like barrel-aged stouts more than imperial stouts. I'm not giving it a full 5 because there's no vanilla or coconut.
Yeah, you're not getting. I get a lot of vanilla in this. I'm not getting coconut.
Well, I mean, I don't like coconut, but if you're promising coconut, you gotta deliver on your coconut, you know. So,
I agree. I'm gonna give this a. Damn. I've been hovering between 2 ratings. It's been hard. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. Very tasty, very good, much better than I thought it was gonna be. We've had some letdowns on this channel in the past, and I thought this was gonna be next in line, to be honest. That being said, I don't know that wax is necessary on the beer bottle. It was kind of a hassle to get it off, which I've heard before in the past. Last time we did it, our bottle opener had a little bit bigger lip to catch the topper sooner, but another thing is usually they'll hide a little beer cap under there. Nope. There's no special art on there for my trouble, but that's okay.
Rick's all about the vibes here. He's not really about the beer, he's about the vibes here.
Sounds like it's a stout that is turned into a malt beverage because they added artificial flavor and color. Hopefully the artificial flavor is not the coconut, because usually when you add flavor like that, it sticks out more. So maybe there's a little artificial vanilla in there or something. But they say Madagascar vanilla, so it's hard to imagine that they did not put some kind of Madagascar vanilla bean in here. I would say if you're interested in this kind of thing, go ahead and try and pick it up for yourself.
Yeah, I just would love for someone to explain why there's the label stout on here, why there's the label malt beverage. I'm still a little confused about that.
Yeah, it's a little confusing if you really want to make sure you know what you're buying.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did not care. But with that being said, thanks for joining us for today's beer review. Like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe, check us out on Instagram. Until next time, we're the Brewmatures, trying every beer from around the world. One sip at a time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are we finding out? We're not there yet. Well, this is fun. I'm glad we're doing this. This is going to be longer than the whole video itself.
Maybe we should use a real knife.
I will say this, the beer better be good for this to be taking this long.
This might be the first and last wax seal you see on this channel, my friends.
This is already the second wax beer.
This might be the second and last wax seal you see on this channel, my friends.
It won't be the last.
This will not be the last wax seal you see on this channel, my friends.
Do you have another bottle opener that has a bigger lip to grab stuff with?
Look it.
Oh, those are lighters though.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a lighter on it.
Are you really?
I'm thirsty. It's not a shot.
It's a malt beverage. You just chug it.
Oh, it's a malt beverage. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No. Oh, okay. Well.
Good night, everybody.